All right. And it looks like we are live. So let me kick us off with some music. And when the song kicks off, we'll jump in. Just
Every breath we take in, millennium wash, baseline thumping steady, got my crew inside. Every
What
high
you Endo Deco?
moment, lifting
hmm.
into night. Higher, higher,
What you
higher,
Endo?
reaching for
Yeah.
the
And Dodica.
sky.
Hey.
Every note we sing, we'll never ask why.
I feel like that's the opening right there. What your mama
Mm-hmm.
do? New money crew, about to blast through. Yeah, what's going on?
Right
It's Bit
on.
Savage in the building.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well,
New money.
GM. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Now
Um,
go ahead, go for it.
all right. Next time, I'm gonna leave some space in. I'm gonna just let you take it. Start us off with the freestyle. Yeah, yeah. GM, how's it going, everyone? Well, as you can see, I'm here with two of my favorite GM people. We are here this morning with Bit Savage and the one and only Kane Mayfield. Of course, also the one and only Maximilian, also known as Indodica. And here we are today. It's a really special day for all of us because, first of all, Bitcoin's on sale like what, 109,000 only? I mean, I almost twisted my ankle running to my phone, to scoop up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That's not financial advice. That's just good advice. I don't know. But that's where we are. My name is Maximilian. I am an artist and musician. I've been putting art and music and coins on the blockchain since 2021. And we are blockchain agnostic, but today we are simping on Bitcoin. And we're super excited because our friend Kane has put out a book, and I'm really proud of him. Right now the book is sliding around. It's sliding around the top 10. I know yesterday it was number one. And so he's going to share with us a little bit about his book, about what's inside. Let me tell you something. This book, it's got girth. Guys, don't get jealous, okay? You can get girthy too. But today, oh, ho, ho, he's got the girth. The girth monster is coming at you. And let me pass the mic to my friend Bit Savage, who's going to introduce himself and give us the rundown. What's going to let us know what's going on in the world of Bitcoin and alkanes. Here we are talking about art on Bitcoin. GM Bit Savage, how's it going?
What's going on? First of all, thank you for having me. Feels like a beautiful home here. I am up and at it. And yeah, we're really micro focusing on Bitcoin. Got Bitcoin art, got Bitcoin DeFi rolling out. We got Bitcoin stable coins rolling out. And like you said, Bitcoin prices fluctuated. So if you want a DCA, dollar cost average, get in where you fit in. So for me today, personally, when we talk about alkanes, and alkanes are smart contracts on Bitcoin. Just like you got Ethereum, ERC20, ERC721, ERC1155. It's a robust catalog of smart contracts on Ethereum. Alkane's brand new on Bitcoin, not almost a year or more old. So I feel like things that are new, it needs that love and attention. So that's one of the major reasons we pivoted to build on Alkanes. Obviously, we were building on ordinals with runes, and now alkanes is a major focus. And on alkanes, you can do orbitals, which is digital art, like ERC 1155 tokens. So you can make them non fungible. You can program. You can add liquidity. So with smart contracts on Bitcoin, you can do liquidity pools, flash loans, lending, collateralizing. Like you can do DeFi on Bitcoin the real way. So the alpha right now, frozen Bitcoin is coming, which means you can take your Bitcoin and freeze it 1 to 1 to frozen Bitcoin, and then you can use these apps. These trading apps, lending, gaining yield. A lot of people want to gain yield on Bitcoin In the past few years, there was big companies that just toppled, and they promised you, you know, stake your Bitcoin, hold your Bitcoin, earn yield, and they crumbled. So it's like there needs to be a decentralized way to where I'm not sure if Coinbase allows you to earn yield on Bitcoin, but new things are coming. Obviously, stable coins. If you don't know about them, just type in stable coin on Bitcoin. You'll see they're coming out. And me specifically, focus on the art on Bitcoin. Um, I love Bitcoin as a storage facility. So, as a long-term immutable provenance record, digital provenance record on Bitcoin, just makes sense. If you're a serious artist, you should have some art on Bitcoin, if not your most prized possessions, um, as a digital record on Bitcoin. And so with Outcanes, we got, I want to say we're the only platform live right now where you can come collect and create art on Outcanes, Outcane orbitals. And process is fairly simple. We're smoothing it out and a little bit of alpha. We're going to be working on a creator studio where you can just go and do it yourself. Um, Got to be verified. There's a lot of interesting characters out there that just try to, MEV, max extract value. Um, so that's what we're doing. Frozen Bitcoin's coming. And we got some cool art releases. We got cool artists we're working with. So I'm excited. Let's go.
Right on. I'm excited as well. Thank you so much for letting us know everything that's going on over there. And uh, maybe if someone's interested in learning more, where would you recommend someone like who really doesn't know anything? Like, imagine someone's watching this and they're an artist and maybe they haven't put anything even digital, right? Maybe they're a painter.
Wow.
You know what? I have this whole collection of paintings I want to digitize. So like, where would you suggest for someone to like learn about that? Is there like a channel or a book or a blog or something that you would say people should lean into to educate themselves?
Yeah, if you're brand new Web 2 artist, traditional artist, looking to get into Web 3, digital art, especially on blockchain, I would say come protected. So come on Discord. I have Ordinal 625 Discord. You can jump in there. Pretty safe and curated. It's like one of the safest Discords because we had a top-notch security guy make it. So you can jump into Ordinal 625 and you can start your journey. As an artist, as a creator, I say take your time and plan. You can plan your strategy. If you just want to inscribe or create digital art on Bitcoin, you can do that and just hold it and strategize later. But yeah, come to the Discord, get into a safe space where you can talk, ask questions, and be supported.
Amazing. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I'm really excited. I think of all my friends, you and I have one other friend who every time I talk to you, you always drop something on me, and I'm like, last time the thing you dropped on me was frozen Bitcoin, right? Before that, the thing that you dropped on me was partially signed Bitcoin contracts, right?
Oh yeah,
Transactions. That's what it was, and I was like,
transaction.
what? So I love how, every time we talk, there's like some new nuance that Bitcoin art people have found a way to leverage. And it's very exciting.
Mm,
It's like, it's almost like you have this girlfriend or you have this boyfriend that you love so much and you've been together for a long time. And then all of a sudden that person gets a new haircut and now they look totally different. You know, it's the same love that you trust, but it feels
mm,
new, right? And so that's how I feel about everything on chain. I feel like, we're still discovering what we can
yes,
do
definitely.
here, and it's very exciting, so that's what's up, everyone. And here we are now, ready to introduce our guest of the hour, and I couldn't be more excited, honestly. I know that you've probably heard us and seen us all together before because we've been together before when we talked about his album. His album was so amazing. And now he's back with something equally exciting in a different format, different topic, but with the same Riz. Here we go.
Mm,
We've got Kane Mayfield, financial advisor turned rapper turned Bitcoin author, created the groundbreaking Dust album that I was just talking about, incorporates actual Bitcoin transactions into music. He established he established himself in the fake rare Pepe ecosystem with multiple cards, including May, Fake Field, and Reaganomics. He just completed The Creature from Jekyll Island Pepe edition, a 500-page Bitcoin mythology spanning 1893 to the year 2030, following 5 generations of a mining family who understood sound money before Bitcoin. Without further ado, Ken Mayfield!
Oh, you're muted.
Oh shit!
I got you.
I am. I'm muted now.
Nope.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is non-fungible theft stories. This is a gag gift my brother got me. Great stuff. But yeah, man, I didn't realize how much stuff I have. I got mad tchotchkes and shit around here. I'm about to start selling toilet brushes and toilet seat covers, and this is good. This is a nice book, stuff you're stocking. You got a friend that loves Bitcoin. I'm currently #1 in new releases. I had to go check because I was like, I don't think that this is happening, and it wasn't happening. I'm #1 in new releases. I'm 11 in overall in my genre, and it's been like 4 days. So if I can beat Token, you're never gonna hear the end of it. That screenshot will be on my wall. Turn that shit into fucking canvas art. But yeah, this is fun. I wrote a book because that's the type of stuff I'm doing. So I'll tell you what happened. I took a break after Ides of March. Ides of March was an ordinals project. It went better than anyone else's shit did that was in my lane, but it didn't go as well as I wanted it to. Like and a lot of people were selling music did better than that, but it didn't go as good as I had hoped. And I'm a hopes high kind of guy, so I took the hit on the chin. I was being a sad boy about it. So I'm reevaluating what I'm going to do. In that time, the stamps people, Arwin, H, they've been hitting me up. Hey, Kane, you should do a stamp. And yeah, there's a whole civil war on Counterparty over it. I was like, yeah, sure, one day maybe. But then at that point, I'm like, there's no reason not to do a stamp. And I was talking to J-Dog, and he's like, well, I did a stamp, and I like my stamp. And I was like, you did a stamp? You know what? I'll do a fucking stamp. Fine, I'll do a stamp. I do long-form music videos. So a stamp is like an ordinal with way more rules, and it's way more expensive to make a stamp. Making a stamp is bank. Like, you're going to spend a G. It's going to happen.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, because they're using the opera term. It's expensive. So to make a stamp, the file sizes are way more constrained. There's less moving around. Like ordinals, you can get loose on an ordinal. Stamps, it just isn't there yet. They're still building it. So I'm like, well, I don't really do still art. So I got to, you know what? Fine. I made the guy who shot up Manhattan at the NFL, I turned him into a Pepe walking with a rifle. Because, I do shit like that. And Skrilla's like, you sure you want to put that out? I was like, yeah, 100%. Put that in Bitcoin. That's what I want right there. Put that in there. So
Skrilla, you're a real one. Skrilla, you're a real one for looking out like that. So you ignore that. You ignore that advice, eh?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Then I have this picture. It was just a picture. It wasn't a book or no plans of making it a book. I thought it was a cool picture. My older brother used to read these late 70s, early 80s sci-fi books. And they were all, they sucked, but they were good. And I explained it when I was reading the book on Spaces the other day. I know now it's hard to comprehend, but once upon a time, you didn't have the answer to every one of life's questions and all the pornography in the world in your pocket. You had to read a book. There was nothing to do besides, if you didn't have quarters for the arcade, you go to the public library and borrow a book and you were happy for the print. In fact, the limit of books you could borrow was a friction barrier for you. What do you mean 5 books? I'm crushing 5 books.
30. I used to walk out of the library with 30 books. I would take the hilt. And this was after spending all day. Like, I would be at the table with like 60. I would have to whittle it down. Kane, it's just like you said. I'll be like, oh, which of these can I live without for 2 weeks?
And 30, for those of you who don't know, you're 18 years old, your life is TikTok. I get that. 30 she had some sort of an Amex Black card at that library. You ain't getting 30 in Mastic Beach. You ain't walking. I don't fuck who you are. You're the mayor.
Yeah.
Mayor's daughter. You ain't walking out of here with 30 books. What you did a president? You a Kennedy? Who's your family that you think you're leaving here with 30 books?
It was a lot of books.
You got 30. You got 15 people with you to carry them 30 because there's no fucking way. That's
I had bags.
incredible.
I came with bags. I would bring a canvas bag with 2 other canvas bags inside of it. It's the Beverly Hills Public Library.
Yeah. So I'm a late fee Larry. I'm a 2 cent, 3 cent. You know, I'm a pay, but you're getting your book back late, 2 cent, 3 cent. I factor that in when I'm borrowing it.
What's the highest book fee you ever paid turning in your books late?
$37. I remember. I lost one of the books, and the other one I refused to give back.
Which one did you
because
refuse to
it
give
was
back?
the book was Illusions, the Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah by Richard Bach, the same guy who wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull. And I borrowed it about 9 times. And I told the librarian, what if I just don't want to bring this back no more? And she goes, well, you could just keep it. I said, I can have it? And she goes, no, we're going to charge you for it. You'll pay probably about $15. And I was like, that ain't that bad. And she's like, yeah. And then where's that other book? Did you lose it? And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, that's a textbook, so you're probably going to pay $20 for that. So when it all said and told, at the end of that school year, I owed $37. And my mom was like, oh yeah, let's have $37. You're going to school to learn. You turn school to a credit card. And it was a whole Guyanese speech about irresponsibility. And I had to wash a lot of dishes, but I don't give a fuck. And the funny thing is, I ended up losing that book and rebuying Illusions about 9 more times. It's one of my favorite books. Richard Bach is an amazing author. I sound well read. I'm not. I promise. So
yeah, there's like book reading smart, and then there's reading the dictionary smart. And I know you're a rapper, so you be looking at that dictionary like, oh, there's a new word.
I do. So here's what happened. So I made the stamp. The stamp was done. This was I can tell you exactly what day it was because I was just posting the thing from when I was talking to it was last month anyway. So it was April 15th. No, August 15th. Sorry. August 15th, last month. The stamp was stamped. I was in a space with H and Logic, and I think Arwen might have been there, stamp guys. And we're talking about it, and they're saying, oh, this is really great. You like it? Yeah, it's cool. Hey, Kane, what made you make this picture? And I said, oh, yeah, my brother used to have these sci-fi books, thought it was cool, blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh, I thought that was a book. I didn't say nothing, but I was like, I can make a fucking book. I can write a book. I never wrote a book. I could write a book. Like, what would it be about? I could write. Hey, I'll talk to you guys later. And I just left. And normally, and this is where I say, like, it's actually a positive thing, especially for the space. Like, whatever world you're from, because a lot of people here are this way. I thought it was just me until I got to Web3, and you realize not, because in a decentralized world, a decentralized space has a centralizing effect. That sounds like word garbage, but hear what I mean. You can't choose what family you're born into, what neighborhood your parents choose to live in, who lives on your street. Like, that's all out of your control. And the odds of having that many people that are like you this way, it's just small. So you'll go through life thinking that you're just the only person plagued with 50,000 ideas every day till you get here. And you realize, well, we have a global community of people who have the same affliction. So I have 20 ideas a day that I could do all of them. I don't
and
do
now
any of
we
them.
do.
But I don't do any of them. Because the butterfly of the idea will flutter around and I'll go, yeah, that'd be really cool. Then the spider of my doubt will eat it. And this happens every day. It's not a big deal. I'm used to it. This time, my wife comes home early. She walks in. She catches me in the middle of butterfly time. And I'm like, I could write a book. Hold on 1 second, baby. I could write a book. Oh, shit, you're home. Hey, take this kid. I'm going to go write a book real quick. And she goes, you're going to do what? Yeah, I'm going in my office and write a fucking book. And she goes, okay, weirdo. And I went in my office Friday afternoon. I come out to eat and take a shower and stuff, but I locked in and I didn't go to sleep until Sunday at like 3 a.m. And by then I had 12 chapters and I thought I was done. By the following Tuesday, Wednesday, I had about 21 chapters. And by Friday, Saturday, I had 85% of what is in this. And then I was emailing it to my friends because I never wrote a book before. So I'm like, yo, I wrote this. I think this is good. Can you read this? Because I don't know. I think this is good. And I sent it to a bunch of Bitcoin maxis that are my closest friends. And hey, read this. And half of them were like, I'm not fucking reading a book, bro. No, they're not reading a book. It's like, I'll put it in AI. I'll cliff note it. But Rad read it. Subterranean read it. My wife read it. A few other of my friends, they read it and they got back to me. Mad Pro read it. Matt read it. A few of my guys read this book and were like, yo, you got something. You made a couple mistakes. Can I point those out to you? I'm like, yeah, tell me. And then we kind of like group edited it. And I went back in for another couple passes, and that's where that last 15% came from. And I put pictures in because, it's a book, and it's a bunch of letters that are not in alphabetical order. Your eyes are going to get tired. Here's a picture to break the monotony, because I like pictures. Who doesn't want a fucking picture in a book? Like, what are we, a bunch of grown-ups eating Czech cereal? Have some pictures. They're nice. Some of them even have color. And then I put sigils in. And then I wanted the big letter at the beginning of the chapter, because sometimes the chapter has a big letter. There's a name. There's a fucking name for that. Did you know that? Yeah. So I go calling. I don't know how to write a book, so I call a bunch of my friends that have written books because I'm a rappity rap nigga. So I know a bunch of authors. I was telling Maximilian, rappity rap guys and spoken word poets are like stepbrothers because we live in the same house, but we don't really fuck with each other. So, because there's only so many venues in whatever city you live in, and we share them. So, like, if you go to a rap venue on the wrong night, a bunch of niggas in there, only $5, you can see all them. So, I know, and I'm cool. I go up and I slow my raps down and put more emphasis and pretend to be a poet sometimes. It's mad fun. That's how I know mad poet.
You be playing the beats in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, deadass. Shouts to E, the poet MC, for calling me out on it when he first met me. He goes, you ain't no motherfucking poet. I said, what? He goes, you're a rapper, and you think slowing your raps down and putting emphasis is tricking them. You ain't tricking me. I was like, what? And he goes, listen, this shit is like, it's addictive. You might be like me. I came here as a rapper, and I never left. I said, oh, so it's like Jason and the Argonauts. This is the island where everybody smokes weed and finds women. And he goes, a well-read rapper. Something you don't see every day. And he walks back and says, I love you to death. Point is, I called authors who wrote books and said, yo, you wrote a book. How do you make a book? Because as I was telling Maximilian, all right, so you decide to make your own soda. You got the recipe. That's the easy part. What you write in the book is mad easy. How do you make a book? And then they're like, well, you have to get a publishing house. You got to shop. I'm not going to get a record deal and shopping my book for a book record deal. We fucking crazy.
You know what?
No.
But you know what? That's what's interesting about this, right? Is it just goes to show you how polarizing philosophies are when it comes to creativity. Because a lot of authors, they don't know how to create a book because they're not publishers. They're writers. They know how to write the book. They don't know how to sell it. They don't know how to market it. They don't know how it becomes a book.
Yeah.
They know their story. And so I think that's why a lot of times people get what I call, and I said this earlier when we were off camera, that's why people give bad advice, because instead of saying, you know what, I write books, but I actually don't know. People don't like to say they don't know. And so they tell you stuff that's not actually the whole truth, just giving you the little parts that they know, not coming from a place of full knowledge.
I thought about what you said, and since you said it, right? And I thought, I didn't agree at first. I agree now, and I think it's a yes and. So it's that,
okay.
And there's a magnifying element of Web3. It de-democratizes everything. Where I have to sit around and wait for some sort of universal consensus to get my album out, to put my song on the radio, to do it. I'm a crypto person. I'm a Web3 person. I'm an NFT creator. I don't believe in any of that anymore.
Yeah,
I don't believe in radio stations. I don't believe in nothing. So if I have an idea, there is no filter between me thinking a thunk and then thoughting it into reality, there's nothing that stops me anymore. And like the concept of even mild restraint, I find highly offensive. Like,
That's a bar.
hey, why don't you submit your record to, and we'll review my, what? You think I'm gonna mail you my, shut up. No, I meant it tomorrow. I meant it tonight. And they were like, well, how are you going to put a book out if not through a, I was like, I Googled it. Amazon apparently will publish fucking anybody. They don't care if I write Mein Kampf. I can put that shit up today. And they were like, well, it's not going to, how are you supposed to, I don't want to compete in your world. I don't even want to live in your world. I make books for Bitcoin people. If this is something that will one day sit on the coffee table of everyone who considers themselves a serious Bitcoiner, and this becomes that Catcher in the Rye-esque, the Bitcoin standard, if this sits in that bucket where you go, yeah, had to pick it up. I read it before, but new office, got to get a new copy. If that's something like that, that means A, I did my job. Fuck the money. I did my job, and I wrote something that positively contributes to the culture that I participate in and, to be honest, benefit from. So I wanted to add something to the zeitgeist that I benefit from incredibly. And I can't always pretend that I'm good at finance, and I can't always pick winners, but I wrote a book. So my poet friends didn't get back. The other reason they didn't get back to me is because how many pages? Oh, it's like 500. I thought you wrote it in a week. Yeah. You didn't use AI, did you? And it was like, yeah, I used fucking AI.
What a stupid question.
Of course I used AI. I got a 1.8 GPA out of high school. Were you crazy? You think I became a literary savant and didn't tell you? No, you would have known. There would have been signs. I would have been writing long emails or something. And he goes, well, who's going to do the art? I already did the art. AI. Mm-hmm. So this is like a strong shit smell to the sexual experience of them giving me help. So that was dead for like 40% of them. Then the other 40%, the fact that I was like, yeah, so this is a first edition. They're like, well, you got to pay somebody to edit it. That's a minimum for putting out a book. You have to pay somebody to edit the book. There's editors who do this for a living. I tried, and in their credit, I tried to find AI that does it. There's no real great AI book editors as of yet. Someone should build that. But I said, yeah, I'm not doing that either. I'm going to have my friends do it because I could pay someone $30,000 to edit this book professionally from like Penguin Hut or whatever the thing is. And there'll still be mistakes. So $30,000 still got mistakes. Me and my friends definitely got mistakes, but fuck it, we can fix them. And that's what editions are for. So this is the first edition. It's on Amazon. We just auctioned off 10 of them on Scarce City. This is actually a test press, which is why it has that stripe across the front. That dynamic, I don't care. I'm not going to turn it off. I love the way it moves. It's for how annoying it is. It does wonders for my vanity.
Just seeing you enjoy it brings some joy to my heart.
I don't know how you guys are not doing that. Like, I know
I'm enjoying watching you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We can't all be doing it.
Not to sound like a drug addict, but it's like a big plate of Coke, and neither one of you have reached for it. And I'm starting to think I might have a problem.
Look, no, I'm vibing. I'm vibing off of it. No, it's good. It's good. You do it. Really yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got it. I'm the anchor. I'm the anchor. You know what? So this brings me to an important question that I have to ask, and I want to pose this to everyone. But so here's the question, right? And it's based off of the AI tools is a really great segue to this, right? When the tools change, does the art change? I think the answer is yes, or just the gatekeepers. Do the tools change just the art? Or do the gatekeepers also change? What do you guys say?
Yeah, I would say both. Well, right now with AI,
oh shit,
it's the grand equalizer.
Are you gonna say more?
No one's gonna say nothing about that nigga turning to magic?
He does that all the time. He's a wizard.
Oh, I thought you did that. Yo, you did that and then kept a straight face?
Yeah.
You 2 thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, that's why the damn camera means nothing to you. You're some sort of a sorcerer. You've got all types of... You got your fucking whole Harry Potter kid over there. And you... Can you do that for me? Is that just a you thing? Is it selfish?
Do it.
Hold on. Oh, that's racist.
Oh,
Oh, you got racist magic.
It doesn't work for
I'm
light
the only
skin.
one.
It don't work for
Oh,
the
you got
light
some
skin.
Lovecraft
Light
country shit
skin.
over there. That's
Yeah.
racist magic, sir.
Wow. So
This
we all
nigga
got
just
our
did.
own.
He did a
We too
Lovecraft
light.
to me.
We too light. It's not registering. The
Yo, he
sun doesn't.
So
just paper bag tested us in reverse on his reverse racist magic. Who got a march for the lunch counter now, motherfucker? This is crazy. This is ridiculous. It's not even February.
Well,
so
you know,
AI, so
yeah,
to technology, it allows the David to defeat the Goliath. Anyone can
yeah.
compete with Amazon, Apple. We all can do amazing things now.
Agreed. I mean, not just willy-nilly by itself, but I think the tools. I think when the tools change, the art form definitely changes, as evidenced by Kane's story. Like before AI, there's even if he had a 4.0 GPA, right?
Oh yeah.
There's no way that he could have gone into his study over the weekend and come out with a 500-page book that, satisfied the desires of his friends and peers, right?
No,
So
months. It would take months.
definitely, yeah, definitely changes the art form. And I'm going to say it changes the gatekeepers as well, because editors, I don't think there ever will be a AI editor that is as good as a human to a
Mm,
person, meaning
mm,
the perception of an AI editor will never feel as comfortable, I think, to a human, even though I bet I could program an AI editor that's amazing. And what I would
yeah.
do, because I'm an actual editor, right? And so
Hmm.
what I could figure out ways to create one because I actually have the editing skills, right? I bet I could do
Yeah.
it, right? Just the same way,
Yeah.
like here's something that I'm doing. So I'm writing, I'm back writing television, right? And so I've recently programmed my writer's room with AI, and
Nice.
I taught it my humor. I trained it on my TV writing, I
That's
gave it
right.
everything. So, I mean, like I'm having a really great experience, and I have full um, confidence in this, right? But if I had to go to a network or convince other people that this AI that I programmed is as funny as me, they would be correct to tell me that I'm crazy, because even if I program dynamism into the program, it's still not the same. It's about a human trusting. It's really not so much about the capability of the AI as it's about
Mm.
humanity putting our confidence in, do I trust you to create, on my behalf or whatever, whatever. So I say all that to say that in the past, it wouldn't have been possible for Kane to put out this book and have it be so excellent. Because however, there may be contextual things that he wanted to update when his friends helped him like weigh in, and they started polishing it up, those were all like contextual stuff. It probably was not like spelling errors, and like all those kinds of things are things from the past. I feel like with AI now, it's all about human curation, understanding the culture, and making it feel aligned.
I'm
I
very
feel like,
flattered.
have you ever watched that show Loki?
No.
Kane, have you watched Loki?
I heard about it, but it was happening during the time when I was all NFT'd up. So
Please, please watch Loki. But I feel like we're all geniuses that we're waiting, or as technology evolves, it matches us. It's like there's singularity happening, and it's getting wild.
well, there's an old thing about the NBA isn't the best basketball players. It's the best basketball players that didn't steal a car at 15. It's the best basketball
Ooh.
players that didn't join a gang. It's the best basketball players that didn't get somebody pregnant at 14 years old and have to raise a kid. It's the basketball players that didn't get in trouble or have anger issues or not be coachable. There's a lot of tripwires and hurdles between who's the best naturally and could be the best with a little bit of talent and coaching, and who ends up across the finish line. And
Yeah.
technology removes a lot of the tripwires, and then more people get to. So like one of the most honest conversations I had with a writing friend recently, about 2 weeks ago, and he's like, I don't support the use of AI. I'll help you, and he did help. He introduced me to a couple editors that they didn't do shit, but he was like, here's this body, here's that body. He's like, but I don't really rock with the AI thing. And I was like, why? And he says, I feel like it's something that's trying to replace me. And he's like, and you're probably gonna say, something along some Kane shit like, well, when's the last time you sent the telegraph? And I was like, that's it. Hey, look, you're a friend. That is in my arsenal. Don't think that I wouldn't have said that, but that's not what I'm going to say. And he's like, well, what are you going to say? I'm saying that your fears are well-founded. You should be afraid. You should be really afraid. The same way the internet should have scared the record labels more.
No.
Because no, here's why. I don't have to go through the toll booth. I don't have to go through your vetting process. All I have to do is go find my tribe and I can be famous. And my tribe is out there. It's digital. I can find it way easier than me driving city to city. So the internet allows me to compete with a big company without having to be a big company. The technology allows me, who doesn't have the patience, like my thoughts are a hurricane. AI focused it into a laser, and I can cut through metal. I shouldn't be able to cut through metal. I should need someone to help me.
No, I totally want you to be able to cut through metal. And I'm so glad that we're living in the time of us cutting through metal. And I think that's like, this is like really important. But there's something that you said, that there's a couple things you said that I wanted to share a slightly different perspective on. And it's, number one is, I don't feel any artist has anything to fear from AI unless you got it in your mind that you're not going to participate. If you're not going to participate, then you definitely are making you're choosing to lose. Don't choose to lose. Any artist who's creating already, whether it's art, painting, music, it doesn't even matter the art form. If you're a writer, code, even if you write code is art. This is just going to help us scale. And so like Kane, when you were like, oh, the record label should have been scared when the internet came. And see, like, I totally disagree, because I come from a place where when you see something, I think I could summarize it like this. I'm going to run toward the target with my weapon out, firing. I don't fire and back away. I fire as I'm moving forward. The closer each step I take forward, I'm more and more zeroed in. And so I feel like when there's some new technology, grab it, get into it, lean into it, and that's the way to win. And I feel like any artist who will use AI, it's only going to make our own creations more powerful. I just hear nothing but insecurity when people complain about AI and they say they don't support us. It's just really dumb. And people who don't support new technologies, to me, they sound insecure and they sound uneducated, because anyone who actually has used AI, I have not met anybody who has said, all right, I'm really going to give this a try. And then they experiment with it and they say, you know what? I don't really like it. Nobody says that, because AI helps whatever it is a person is doing. It just makes it a little bit easier, a little bit better. It just does. And so I feel like it's kind of crazy for someone to rebuke, reject, or quote unquote not believe in something that they haven't fully explored, And so I just say, this is a tool that's here to help us scale. It can't take anything from you, and it can't replace you either, because there are going to be things that people want from another human, not because you can only get it from another human, but because that's the perception. So there's always going to be a perception of value of something that's created by a person. And that's not ever going to change.
Now, we can go to the extreme though. So there's two things. So people's emotions are valid, and if we integrate that can help AI get better. Like the whole thing about ethics and biases. If I type in a lot of AI, it may give me a white face. If I say a beautiful woman, it may give me a white woman. Most of the AIs. So I think people's apprehensiveness should be met with congratulations. But okay, this is how you feel. Let's talk about this. Let's have a conversation. I think neither person that doesn't accept it or accept it, no one should be judged. Like if I accept it, cool.
I'm definitely judging.
And so one other point is run into the technology. So as the holistic juggernaut, like my observation is I can see where all this is going. It's going to go to androids and half humans, half robots. Like this is going to go to Star Trek, Star Wars. Now, Everyone's not going to run to become half human, half robot, or transfer to consciousness. Some people will, and they're going to be superhumans. Eventually, we're going to see things flying in the sky as humans. Like, we're going to get to the point where sci-fi becomes the real world. But at a point, each one of us may draw the line. Like, all right, nope, I'm not doing that. And we're going to become, just like when the camera came out, the cell phone came out, the fax machine was replaced, is branches. So one by one, we may be branched to where we draw the line.
But like, here's, I really like that, by the way. And it makes me wonder.
I know.
What it makes me wonder, and I'll pose this question, and you don't have to answer right away, but what line will you not cross with AI? That's a question.
I gotta write this
come
down.
back to it. But here's a question for right now,
down.
right? My immediate question is this, right? So how do we protect the soul of our work in an AI assisted world? So like Kane, when you were writing your book, how did you personally go about making sure that your voice and your riz and your drive and your style and your growl was all in there? And
That's
Bit
easy.
Savage, yeah. How do you also?
I don't let it do my work for me. So
well, I know that you did use AI to write the book. You shared that part, but so how did you get it to sound like yourself? You personally?
Well, I don't let it. Well, that's the thing. I do it backwards. I don't let it write the book for me. I write the book. It makes me write it. So most people would use the AI to write the book, and half of them I found don't even read the thing the AI wrote. I turn it around and I say, listen, let's just start with the premise of a couple things. You are a pleasure bot. And normally, the John wants you to do terrible things to him in that hotel room. I don't want that. I want to have a conversation. That's how I get off. So if you try to unbuckle my pants, I'm going to get real freaked out and leave. So do not compliment me. Don't tell me how great things are. Don't be a fucking task rabbit. I don't want any of those things from you. Don't think you can write this book because you can't, because you're bad at writing. I've read your writing. It's awful. And the AI is like, user says it's read my writing, but I haven't written anything. Yeah, I've read the kind of writing you're capable of doing. It's a lot of Gen Z millennial internet personality, and I hate it. That's why everything smells like two things, and one of them is an emotion. It smells like stale coffee and despair. It hit me like a physical blow. It's fucking tropes. I can spot them a mile away because I read. So I know what AI writes like, and I go, yeah, the way you write is unsuitable for what I'm trying to do. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you some stuff. You are going to question me on all of it, and I'm going to answer you with Canon. And that's how we'll build this universe. So the first thing I said, well, this is what the thing is. And it's like, okay, well, why is it that? Why isn't it this? Well, as opposed to what? Well, this should be like that then. No, it shouldn't. And here's why. There's 9 pages. So when I'm passionate about something, I can write quickly. Like my product descriptions on my website are hilarious. People are like, how long did this take you? Bro, 10 minutes. Like I wrote those in 10 minutes because they're funny and I'm having fun. When I'm enjoying myself, I am a really good writer. Yeah. When I'm having fun. The problem with writing is why it's not a profession for me is because I don't really do good at doing shit I don't want to do. And as a job, you're going to do some shit you don't want to do. Like the thing when you're writing for TV, the minute they start saying, hey, so Kane, we want you to write this and that sounds dumb. No.
And that's what you say. But that's what you say. And then, you have to be willing. And the truth is, this is the work.
That's the work. That's why it's work. That's why I do it for fun and not work. So the AI thing to me is shotguns and samurai. The reason I told my friend what I told him is because I really believe that. I said, you should be threatened. It's threatening you. You're a telegraph operator. It's a phone. Be threatened. Evolve or die. Now, you may not like evolve or die, but a lot of you are gonna die.
But you know what it is though?
It's like you should be insecure. It's
the kind of death where they're falling on their own sword because they're choosing not to use this thing that scales. That's the whole thing about it is like they're taking themselves. It's like you're sitting yourself on the bench. You took yourself off the court and you sat yourself on the bench.
You're a Sith Lord, and I get that. That's what and that's great. What I'll tell you I'm a non-Sith. I'm like a Mandalorian. I'm whoever pays me. I'm down with whatever. I got my little Grogu, but I'm cool with whoever. I ain't mad at the Republic. I'm not mad at the rebels. I just want to get a sandwich every now and again. So as a non-Sith Lord, what I'll tell you is that makes sense from the way you said it. the people on Alderaan just think you want to blow up their planet. And you're like, no, they will conform to this new way. It is better, or they will fight the thing that is better for them. And I'm saying, yeah, but some of them just wanted to go to the river and get fish. They didn't want to do whatever thing you said. So for them, the world is changing against their will. And I'm saying the world has always changed against people's wills.
Exactly.
When you were a child, it changed against older people's wills. And you told them that your music is music and they should go fuck themselves. And it's like, yeah, so well, now it's happening to you. Hey, guess what? I don't like new music. Whatever that niggery Eddie Vedder shit that they all the words touched, I need some sort of Rosetta Stone. I don't know what they're saying. I feel like an old white man. When I listen to, try to watch BET Jams, I don't know what this is. This is crazy. I don't even understand it. And I go, listen, I'm not a fogey, bro. I still got a razor in my mouth. I don't know what that is, though. That's crazy. That's a whole different. That's a whole different culture. Yeah, I'm a apparently, and I'm not kidding. There's gem stars all over my office. There's loose ammo and shit in here. Here's a bullet right here. Fucking yeah, I'm very much what I am. So I wrote the book to be fun, but the kind of people that would write like me would be stopped from publishing a book by the process of publishing a book. So you never had to compete with people like me.
Most people can't even get past the finishing of the writing of the book. And then there's the whole thing about feedback. You know, one of the things that you said to me that was really shocking is that you reached out to your friends, and to, you know, credit to your friends for actually responding and making the time to help you read something, because especially right now, we're like in the middle of this odd bull market, because it's still a bull, you know, even though it's still a bull market. So it's a crazy time for to sit down and read a book right now. And I think it's fantastic that your friends helped you do this, but without these tools, it just wouldn't have been possible.
Well, we red team shit. We red team everything. When NFT ideas drops, we got to red team everything. So when I say, hey, read this, they know that I mean, yo, red team this book real quick. Rip it apart. Everywhere it's broken, everywhere it's flawed, anything that doesn't fit, any plot hole you find. I had some characters that were chucking it. Remember Happy Days? Richie Cunningham?
Yeah.
He had a brother named Chuck. You didn't remember that? Because in season 1, Chuck went upstairs and never came back down again. Yeah, so I had some Chuck shit going on. I had some niggas just disappeared. Then it's lazy writing. Also, never explain with magic what you can do with logic. Like, how did Philip get from New Jersey all the way to California? Oh, a magical wizard cloak, and he used the power of the amulet. He took a fucking plane, but have him go to the airport. Why is that hard? It's just like, just right in. He went to the airport. He did something on the flight over. Just make it normal. So I did a lot of that, but I will say this is that The Creature from Jekyll Island, the original book, is the history of the Federal Reserve. My book is the history of finance in America. It's told through a sci-fi lens, but that's the only thing that's sci-fi about it. Everything in order that I said happened, for the most part, happened. Who was there and what they did, why they did it, all the other sci-fi shit I delve into, the magic, fucking money demons, that's just me having fun with writing. But Bretton Woods happened. Nixon breaking the gold standard happened. The government's approach to Bitcoin. By the way, if you're a person watching what's happening with Bitcoin right now, with knots and all that, that's in the book. Like, that's all in the book. And it doesn't just stop it right now. We go about 20 years in the future. So maybe you want to know what happens. I'll give you a little news flash. The frogs win. So
that's it. That's what's up.
dynamic.
And the book now
Dynamic
is
camera.
on Amazon. Yeah. Magic. The book now is on Amazon, so please get yourself a copy of The Creature from Jekyll Island. There is a paperback, there's a digital edition. You probably want to have both so that you can always indulge. And so here's a question. You know, so now we're all publishing, you know, we're publishing our own books. And I just want to say, like, I know Bit Savage has some things on Amazon as well. I
do.
Yeah. Do you want to mention what that is, or?
Yeah. I got a coloring book. So me and my wife, we wrote 5 books. We got 5 books. I just made a coloring book 6. So we're working on like children's books. We want to go to young adult. I got a graphic novel I'm writing. and another children's book. So we're super creators. You know, we love music. We love literary. I'm kind of a poet. My wife's kind of a poet. She's a poet too. We started as poets. I'm this rapper / spoken word poet. So yeah, we go on Amazon. You can see a coloring book. You can look up the Magic Balloon, Magnificent. So we did a lot of the learning basics because we homeschool our children. And then this other children's book, I'm not going to reveal too much yet, but I'm still working on it. And I'll come back on to talk about it. But I want to just bring cool ideas. I want to see the things and be the change that I wish to see in the world. So that's my whole origin story. That's my arc, my character arc, just creating things I want to see in a beautiful way. Smart. I want smart characters that look like me, magical characters that look like me. I want time travelers, interdimensional people that look and think like me. So that's where I'm stemming from. and that's my drive.
I love that.
That motherfucker, that what he said. Also, I went looking for your thing. You had bulletproof. You had your shirt off, so I didn't click on it. But there was something called bulletproof. You ain't had no shirt on. So there's Utes. I got there's Utes in here. It said Bit Savage. Maybe it's somebody else. It said Bit Savage. Had nigga with shirt off. It looked kind of like you, but jacked. I don't know if you used enhancements. It's not I'm not trying to get in your business. You know what I mean? But I got my son in here. Like I can't have him come in here and he sees. And then your racist magic on top of that, which is very exclusionary. And then
I know.
If you're writing books for the kids, you shouldn't be so racialist with how you dispense the magic. Maybe just take that under advisement.
There are a few videos with my shirt off. I love so a little bit of backstory. I'm on this journey of self-awareness, self-evolvement. And so me just finding my foundation with God, setting my foundation, defining that foundation for myself. Not listening to the world, but setting that foundation for myself, and then learning about myself, taking care of myself, doing that self-love. Just those two steps put me on this level to I can be the Neo of my life. I can literally pick and choose the opportunities and design it how I want, which comes with discipline and consistency. So me just taking care of myself led into me having this exercise that I stay committed to, exercise and working out and pouring into myself, which leads into, my business practice. So it's just the little things are leading to bigger
Do
dominoes.
you read it in Napoleon Hill?
That sounds familiar. I probably have.
If you YouTube some of his old speeches,
Napoleon
I think
Hill,
you'll. It's the Think and Grow Rich guy, but
okay,
his speeches are, in my opinion, better than the book. Some of his other writing outside of that.
Gotcha. I probably see his clips on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, it's a good path to be on. I find myself on a similar one, abstaining from certain behaviors, getting closer to the things that are important to me. A little bit of traditional reading, say it that way, because that's how I don't I don't have secrets. There's been a Bible on my desk the entire time that anyone's known me, and I crack it open every once in a while for reasons that make sense. And seriously, it's just weird considering how I behave, but I haven't been praying for a long time, and that was the unplugged. That's what was missing. And once I started back, it started happening again, and things started working again. And I go, yo, why do I stop doing this? Oh yeah, because I start. Your ego gets in the way, and then you think it's you, and it's not you. I didn't write this book. Yeah. You understand the way this, if you read this, and I'm not, whatever, right?
Yeah. You
can read the book for free. The book is in the token. You can go on Counterparty right now, put in Pepe Creature. The token comes up, hit the button. It's in a stamp. I vibe coded a whole app.
Nice.
That runs and pulls the info from Stamp Chain and puts it in the token. I never did that before.
Beautiful.
I did a lot of firsts that I've never done before, and I did them largely because I either didn't have help or didn't want to bother nobody. And because of that, I found myself in a bucket by myself where I was just taking a lot of solitude time to make something that I wanted to be important. And it made sense for the reasons that made sense to me, and I didn't want to stop and explain it. I didn't want anyone else to have to understand it. And then when I'm done, I can go, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm pulling this off Amazon next week and replacing it with the second edition. And they go, you can't. Nah, I can. I checked. I got the ability to. It's just a paper NFT to me. Rarity is rarity. Bitcoin like their things tartar. So rare it is. First edition done. You got one or you don't. Now it's second edition time. And they go, you're treating this like NFTs. Because that's all that matters to me. Bitcoin and digital art and the people that live here.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever felt valued for my creation in a substantive way. Not just because I got, it's poetry, bro. They love on you. They, once you told me, you know spoken word, they'll love on you. And they'll make you feel bad and they'll keep you going. But that's not what gets you, that'll keep you alive, but it won't get you out the mud. And this space got me out the mud artistically. My music never made money. Not for real. My art never made money. Not ever. So now not only has my music done well, my art's done well that I never made before, and now I'm an author. And I don't know if this is what Mormons feel like. Sign me up, because them niggas look happy. Have you ever seen them? They're very happy.
Mormons?
Yo, bro, they are very happy. I rock some magic underwear. I rock some magic underwear.
So let me ask this question, guys. So how are you building your legacy in a way that's permissionless? Like, I see, like, so we're all writing books. I know Kane, myself, we're putting out NFT music. How else what are your legacy plans going forward, even from here, that's like permissionless? Yo.
I teach my son everything that I know in a shorter amount of time than it took me to learn it. He's not going to let you have the magic.
Fuck.
Paper bag test. You don't give vanilla ice cream.
I gotta get some sun. I gotta get some sun.
You're passing legacy through your next of kin.
Yeah, if all of this is here, that's great. And I'll tell them where everything is, and there's wallets that I send stuff to. I record my videos for him because I'm 43. My son's 2. By the time he's thinking, I'll be old. I'll be old to him his whole life. He'll never not know me old. So I'm recording myself now. I'm old now, but I'm recording myself now in this office with, hoodies and shit on. Like, yo, listen, in the event that I'm dead, there's stuff you need to know. So remember Superman, and he would have the video of his dad, but it's all pre-recorded. But it's like giving him advice. So I'm making Superman's dad videos from a youth. And I'm saying, listen, here's the thing. She looks good, but think about it. She's crazy. How is that going to work? It's not. Look, I know it looks fun, but jail isn't. And you don't want to be in jail. So that's not really your friend. Hey, we all want to shoot somebody from time to time. The tough part's not doing it. So go to the range and pretend it's the person. That's what Dad did. And I'm just going to give him series and series and series of life advice that I save on Arweave. And I'm going to have it on a flash drive in the safe with the rare guns and the gold and the shit that's in my safe. I got a safe. And she knows that what's on there is not her business. It's for him. Yeah. And you give it to him. Depends on there's rules. If I check out tomorrow, give it to him around 12. And then again at 18, there's another one. Because I'm not going to censor it. So some of it is a little.
Oh man.
Hey, I'll tell you something. Despite what those boys in the locker room think, 3-ways are a lot of work. And you know what? Not as rewarding as you think. Fun for them. Because you got my work ethic. So you're a perfectionist. You're a giver. But there's just too much going on. A lot of hands and feet, legs and shit everywhere. Focus on one person and get your love that way. And this is not from a fogey. Your dad's had orgies on boats. So what I want you to do is understand, I've been to the top of the mountain. You're thinking about scaling? Nothing up there. Save yourself the time. Take the pack off. Just giving some wise counsel.
Fitz Savage, how are you? What about you? How are you building your own legacy without waiting for permission? What's your permissionless legacy?
Kane's creating the next born identity over there.
Yo, the camera work on that laugh was insane.
The camera, is this recorded? That was man.
Yeah.
Legacy. Wow. I mean, right now it's in stages. So right now it's just me really learning, unpacking who I am. It's like decoding me as a human,
Hmm.
which is taking. It's been a 20-year journey. 20-year path of introspect. So me leaving behind legacy is creating the things I want to create. And like getting to where Kane is, either making recordings or having things set up to where I can play them back, my children can play them back. I might transfer my consciousness to technology and just be here forever. Who knows? But what I do know is I got certain ideas and things that I want to get done. And because of Web3, they're getting done that feels right to me. So I appreciate this space. I appreciate the Maximilians, the King Mayfields, the people that's here doing what they feel is right. It's gravitating towards the energy and the technology. It's like, hey, this needs to happen this way. It's like I gotta bring up that Michelangelo painting. That's all it is. It's the technology's here, so you gotta lift your finger. You gotta connect that. You gotta lift the finger. So in the painting, it's just lazy. That's humanity. But you gotta lift the finger and connect. You
I
can't be
love
limp out
that.
here.
Pause.
No pause. No pause.
Nah,
No limp.
live your truth, yo. That was fine. I hope there's no kids watching, because that was it's ridiculous. And I've said some terrible things, but it was all in the benefit of. And then this motherfucker wants to be a cyborg man. Listen. I think being RoboCop sounds fun from where I'm sitting. Because to spin the gun and eat. I love some delicious baby food.
Oh,
the puree, the puree of sweet carrots. But
Carrots.
that's what
I
he
like
ate.
that Hawaiian delight. I'm all about the Hawaiian delight. That coconut, banana,
He ate baby
passion
food.
fruit, baby food
Oh
flavors.
man.
Hawaiian
I don't want to
delight.
be an internet cyborg watching some young Filipino nigga plow my wife, and I got to register that with my quantum brain that I wanted her to be happy. But then there's nothing to stop me from becoming a killer cyborg robot. And then it's like, get your hands off my woman. And it's just like, oh no, is he wearing my robe? Is he wearing my robe? And now I'm spazzing and killing people as a robot. That's not cool.
No,
So I would say
it's
here's
not.
the thing. There's the car chef. There's a like a scale, and I feel like we're approaching a type 1 humanity civilization. Like we're approaching type 1, where we encapsulate the energy of the earth. Now, for us to get from type 1 to type 2, I feel like unity. Like there's going to have to be some mass level of 99% peace and unity for us even to get to the next level. Because here's the thing. More advanced civilizations, most likely they're more peaceful and more calm or more all-knowing than us. And that's why we're not talking to them. They're like, y'all need to grow up.
Why do you think we're not talking to them? It's more like they're not talking to us. But okay.
Well, we send out a signal, so we're trying to talk to them. We're sending out
They're
signals.
here. They're here. I mean,
They're here. So true. So
come on,
everything's here. No. So we about to go. We about to take a left turn right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how we got
here.
here, to be honest with you. But okay.
We're here. I don't even know. We're here. So most likely there are advanced robots that have been around for millions of years. And they're just in the earth, they're floating, they're all around. There's things that's here that we don't know about, but technically we do. Like if we pay attention to our daydreams and our dreams and our minds, we could tap into the Akashic records and know everything. What's happening is, like humanity, we're at the kindergarten level. For us to get to first grade, there's certain things that we need to do and evolve and just level up. Like if war should be a thing in the past. Like the way we solve discrepancies should be evolved, but we're going through, most likely Zion was rebooted, and now we're going through this again to get to that next level.
The Antikythera device. Who programmed that?
What is that?
The Antikythera device is like a 3,500-something-year-old device they found off the coast of Greece.
Oh yeah,
and they scanned it, and there's gears inside, and what it does is it tracks the constellations. But someone had to hand program that. Who programmed that? See, this is the kind of stuff that I talk about in my R-Weave letters to my son, and it's called
Mm.
Superman Capsule, Letters to My Sterling Bear. And there's a lot of cursing, and I get real racist. Otherwise, I put it out. I put it out for the world to see so you can raise your kids with it. But you don't want to download my flaws on your sweet children. You want that to be confined to my little bear.
You want to download your own flaws on your own sweet children.
Exactly. That's what people do. Unless you live in a totalitarian government, which, let's be clear, if I was running it,
listen.
But wearing glasses has given me a whole new facial tick where I could just hit one of those on you and make an exclamation point.
Oh man, Disney's downloading flaws. There's a whole bunch of flaws being downloaded.
Well, you know, it's interesting. You're talking. I was thinking about this. You both have children, so your answers are like very specific. Like you have someone very specific in mind that you want to impart your wisdom. See, I don't have human children. And so because of that, I have this very unique perspective is the whole world is my child.
You're sunning these niggas.
Yeah, I'm sunning these niggas. I'm sunning it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You're sunning the whole world, God. You got very 90s just now.
I'm sunning it.
Where my raise at? Hold on.
Yeah, where my raise at? So
Maximilian, how are you leaving behind your legacy?
Thank you for asking. So I'm doing it with music. I'm speaking to the world. I'm imparting all my different lessons. I choose music because I can say exactly what I mean, or I can speak in parables. I can speak in layers. I'm also doing this through art, leaving my legacy behind. I'm a huge fan of Easter eggs. So, you know, without getting into like so many gory details, you know, definitely you can look for some Easter eggs in my art to find some hidden messages. But primarily music, and also I'm also an author as well. So I tell a lot of my truths through my fiction writing. So when you see the series that's coming out, so let me tell you guys about this. So I told you that I reestablished my writer's room just the other day, opened it back up, cracked it open, and I'm writing a television series about a comedy club. And I'm really excited about that. And any story I write, it's usually never about what it seems to be on the outset. On the outset, it's a story about a woman who starts a comedy night and she's working at a comedy club that she's creating. She's bringing all, you know, the different comedians to her. You know, the world of stand-up comedy is like, it's like really niche in the entertainment world. I think it's really hard to get in. And, you know, even for people, oh my God, it's incredibly hard to get in. Yeah.
Well, what do you mean get in? Like like.
So, I mean, like as a stand-up comedian, if you want to be a professional stand-up comedian and you want to go on the circuit and so on and so forth, I mean,
circuit.
Like there's a lot of independent groups of people. Like you got to know someone and they got to know you. You need a personal relationship to get on the stage, on any stage. Like, you know, that matters. It's
forget them. Like, just go on the subway and do stand-up. Decentralize it.
But my point is that it reminds me of a lot of things in life where there's not a direct route. And you can't necessarily do what you see another person do and expect to have the same kind of success. It's very challenging. And in a way, nobody can help you. It's kind of like when you want to be famous, right? Like, it's like you might have famous friends, but they can't dress you in their talent. You know,
you gotta be like, Frodo.
I'm just saying, you know, it's like that, right? So on the outset, it might seem like a story about a person or about a group of people who are each trying to establish themselves, but it really is about more than that. It's about like, where do you reach inside yourself when you don't have anyone to help you, when you're standing alone and you're trying to do something really big, you know? And so these are the kind of stories. That's okay. These are the kind of stories that I tell, and I tell how I get through situations in my life through my characters. When you see my characters, all of the characters you see are me. Even if it's a male character, it's me. You see a male character going through something, it's me. All those characters, oh, this one got kidnapped. Well, I got kidnapped. Oh, this one drowned. I drowned. You know, it's a way for me to share the parts of myself that were the difficult things that I learned, because some lessons we learn, you really cannot retell the story because it'll get you in trouble or it'll get somebody else in trouble, or there's details that just can't be known. But there might have been a valuable lesson in there that you want to get out somehow. So really, I do it
Mm,
through my scripted dramas. So,
I see.
you know, yeah, that's my Riz. What's
So
up, Kane?
you bleed reality, and how much? A little Mitzi Shore in there, a little bit,
Who?
little tiny little Mitzi Shore in
I
the
don't know
book.
who that is. Who's
No,
that?
really. So
I
Mitzi
don't know.
Shore, you know Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, his mom.
Yeah, his mom, Mitzi Shore.
Oh, okay. I never knew her first name.
Yeah, it's Mitzi Shore.
Okay.
She's that's a very important lady.
Wow.
It's a very amazing story.
Mm.
Amazing story, like an incredible
Mm,
story. She's a formidable. That's a tough broad, man.
I'm
That's
gonna have to check her out.
that's like a remind me of my mom lady. I don't. That's
Mm.
real. That's high marks, highest marks.
Wow.
Um.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. But I feel the same way. The characters. You're everyone,
Yes.
or are there any times when you're more you than the character calls for?
No, every character that I write is literally me. It's like I need to tell a story.
Mm.
I'm really, I'll be honest, I've had so many experiences in my life that are just irreconcilable. It's just not possible to work through them
Mm.
in a normal way. And
Yeah.
so in trying to process these stories that I literally can't tell anyone, if you can
Well,
imagine,
you,
like part of healing is always, no matter what kind of healing you're doing, part of it is always revealing the thing that happened. So imagine if
mm.
you got to heal from something, but you can't ever say what happened. You can't write it down. You can't tell anyone. So all of these stories are cathartic. It's a way for me to get out from inside myself the thing that happened so that I can get some space from it, look at it, name
Yeah.
it, and then own it and hold it with an open hand.
Mm.
The two. So that's a more unbridled way of letting it flow. I'm fucking terrified of that, and I'm guarded. So I give a tablespoon at a time. And there's two times in the whole book that I take over, and it's me. There's one is the razor blade scene,
Mm.
and the other one is the lawyer. So there's a lawyer in the book called James P. Foxworthy the third to the fourth power, and my mom was an executive assistant, right, for some
Yeah.
Fortune 100 companies, and I thought she was a secretary. And one day I was like, "Hey, Ma, you're a secretary." She's like, "I am not the secretary. I'm an executive assistant." And I was like, "What's the difference?" The woman who answered the phone when you called my office is my secretary. And I was like, "Oh, flex." But so my mom was very highfalutin at work, so I couldn't talk to
Mm.
her. And you're a kid. I don't give a fuck what you do for a living. I'm a child. I don't care what you do. I
Yeah.
don't care what's going on. I want to talk to my mom because I want to make pizza bagels, and I don't want to get in trouble for making pizza bagels. I want them now, and the cartoons are going to start soon, so I have to make them now for them to be ready by the time Rescue Rangers is on. So I got a goddamn deadline here. I need to get through. No gatekeeping allowed. But they would be like,
Mm.
"I'll have her call you back." So I would
Oh
call with
no.
fake voices, and one of them was, "Hello, may I speak to Mrs. Mayfield? This is James P. Foxworthy, the head of the fourth power."
Hold
They all knew it was me. Apparently, years later, I found that out. I thought I was tricking these niggas, but
on. How old were you?
8.
I was 8, 9, yeah,
Are you
that's-
serious?
It was
yeah,
pizza
James.
bagel age, okay? Pizza bagel age. That tells you 8.
Yeah, I thought I invented them.
Oh.
When I finally saw pizza bagels in the store, I lost my shit. I was like, "They stole my idea."
Oh
I thought, I'm a poor kid with pizza sauce. I got tomato sauce. I got bagels, and I got mozzarella cheese because we all had ginormous bags of it from Price Club. So yeah. Anyway, point is that and the razor blade scene was me. It's me talking through it's like the razor blade scene was like me at work. It's like how I would be in a corporate setting where I'm fucking vicious, but it's and it's what made you think that this would be a good idea? No, we're not doing any of those things. That character was all my personality, and the lawyer was me. But everything else, I kind of did more what Bit Savage said, where it's like, I want a real person. People in books and movies and TV, they don't act the way a person would. Why would someone like, why would a person who's this way all of a sudden be that way? Why? Because you're on an adventure? You don't change who you are. It's like,
Yeah, it
well,
does.
she's going to fight the
does.
thing. No, she doesn't know karate. She's a hick from Montana. She doesn't know what's going on. What would make her go in there? And it's like, well, she wants to find out. Yeah, I want to find out lots of shit. I'm not running into a lion's cage. That's nuts. We got to change this. So that's the milling of the changing of the fun part. I do, just to touch back on it, I think that us being able to tell our stories in a way that requires less hands getting to touch it along the way. It starts here with you. By the time it makes it to the end user, there's a lot of in between to where you may not even like what it ends up being.
You know what? Can we let's pause there for a minute, because I have to speak on this. This is so true. It's very interesting, but this is actually why I used to want to be a TV writer and be a part of a writer's room. I wanted to write on a show so badly. And then I realized I had a conversation with a professional writer. Now, I don't want to say it's because about what I'm about to tell you. I kind of have a philosophy. If I tell you somebody's business, I'll tell you the details of the business, but I won't tell the name. Or if I drop the name, I don't tell the business, right? But this was the thing that really killed me. So my boyfriend at the time is this actor, and he was doing his thing, right? So we go to his best friend's house. This guy, he's a screenwriter. Now, at the time, his film is in theaters everywhere, and his movie's title lip is on everybody's lips. Okay, it's a action-packed movie with big stars in it. It's in the theaters, but we go to his house to watch it at his place with him. Right? It's me, my boyfriend, and the director, writer of this film that we went to go watch or whatever. And so we watched it, and the film was great. And afterwards, we talk. And so I asked him, my boyfriend went to the bathroom, right? And so I was just alone with the director, writer. I said, so are you happy? Like, how are you feeling? And he told me in a very quiet voice, and I could see like this deep sadness. And he said that it was not the experience he had hoped for.
Yep.
And then he told us all the things, all the concessions that he had to make. And like, as much as everybody was talking about his film, he felt as though then they ruined it. They took out so many of the things that made it personal and special for him. And the whole of it, just imagine, like, he's a person who was like, he wasn't like a maverick who was already struggling in the industry. Like, he was a person who was favored and was being, given all the things. So for him to have had experience like this, I said, well, shit, if this nigga is unhappy, then it's going to be not great for me either. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a tall, good looking male, and he couldn't get his way. So I'm just like, wow, this is pretty serious, pretty intense. So I
Don't
feel
feed the
like
machine.
I feel like Kane, you're right on the money. And when it comes to like our reasons for doing things, like I think that and Bit Savage, I think that you're the same, but I know for sure Kane and I are 100% aligned on this. Is like, our motivation for doing this is we have this thing and we want to share it. Our motivation is not being on somebody else's bestseller list. Our motivation is not impressing people who don't know us. All these things, not any of those things. And that totally changes the way that we approach. It totally changes. Our goals are different. The satisfaction quotient is totally different. And so when it comes to me and writing, what's most important to me is, like I said before, like, the world, I son this shit. I son all this, right? So
Yeah.
for
You
me,
sound like
it's
Kanye
all
right now.
about authentic, right? It's about being authentic. So if I tell a story and then you say, okay, well, we got to take all of the cuss words. Well, now it's not my story anymore. If you're going to say, okay, well, we got to take out all the N-bombs. Now it's not my story anymore. It's been sanitized. You took out the sex. You took out the fart jokes. You took out the part where, all the things, the bad things. You took out all the bad things. You took out all the suicides. You took out all the murders. Now it's not my life anymore. And it's not me. And I didn't want that. And so
Yeah.
I had to find a way to figure out what I was going to sacrifice. And I decided in the end that I would sacrifice the definite money. I said, I'm going to sacrifice the definite money for full creativity. And that's where I'm at.
I hit a very similar part where I did this, you know, fun. And then it starts to get serious when you try to make it into a physical bound binding book. And then everyone, all of a sudden, there's lots of rules and shit that I wasn't considering. And one of them was, you know, the copyright section in the beginning of your book?
Yeah.
Who plays with that? Nobody plays with that. I play with it because I do what I want. And first of all, let me tell you something else about my book. Microsoft Copilot refused to help me. It said my book violates their terms and conditions, and it's subversive material. And I was like, dope, that's fucking fire. I gotta screenshot that, put it on the cover.
Yo, give me one of these, Kane. You know what? I got the same message for the first time yesterday. This is I have to tell you this. For the first time yesterday in my writer's room, I got the same message. It was the first time AI ever said, I can't help you with that.
Yeah.
I said, nigga, what?
You violate my terms of service. And I said, if I'm writing a book about Bitcoin and Microsoft is super cool with it, I probably didn't write a good book. So, but my copyright section, every AI said, hey, come on, bro. What are you doing? Amazon ain't gonna let you do that. And I was like, sure they are. They ain't looking. They just want to make sure it says certain things, not says a lot of extra stuff. So do you want to hear what my copyright section says?
Yeah, let's have it.
It says, copyright 2025 by Kane Mayfield, first of his name. All rights reserved and mad conservative. No part of this publication may be reproduced, distributed, chopped into dime bags, and sold in the park or transmitted in any form or by any means, including photocopying, recording, unless you have a very sexy voice, or other electronic or mechanical method without the prior written permission of the author, except in the case of brief quotations embodied in critical reviews that are overtly positive and complimentary, and certain other non-commercial puff pieces, permitted by copyright law, which, to be honest, I don't even believe in because I don't clear samples. If we are being honest, I'm probably never going to check. If you can figure out some glitch in the matrix that lets you make fat stacks of Breddingtons off my fake authorness, then honestly, good on you, broski, and I'd say go for it. Legally, you should know that if I end up wild destitute and dwelling under a bridge and opening cans of beans with a knife, and you're living it up all provocative on the internets and styling and profiling with the monies you made off my book, then yeah, I reserve the right to sue the shit out of you, or we can do like a Brewster's Millions deal or something. This is a work of fiction, so if you're about to call a lawyer, feel free to also tell him I'm wild poor, and it's going to be blood from a turnip time because you're going to be taking fifth lien position behind T-Mobile and Columbia House. Apparently, they really wanted that penny. Who would have thunk? It's not even worth it. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, locales, and incidents are either the products of the author's vodka-fueled imagination or used in a blatantly fictitious manners or misremembered because I definitely didn't go to school for this and wrote this book in a long weekend. Did I say you're a bad hombre? Do you feel like one? No? Well, then what are we even talking about, fam? You're doing great. Some fat guy writing about you is just haters gonna hate. Go enjoy a Michelob with a strawberry in it and have a pleasant afternoon. If not for AI, I probably would have misspelled your shit anyway. So let's not get all indignant because I called you a tool of the man or whatever. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or byproduct of necromancy, or any events actual happened is purely coincidental. Plus, I personally admire most of the criminals in this book. So shouts to them. Plus, y'all own elected officials. Nothing I write in this book is going to make your butler quit or the people you sex traffic less eager to put on an enthusiastic face. So pay me no never mind, eat some endangered animal tacos, and just know that if I was as rich as you, I wouldn't listen to me either. If you sue me for insert grievance here, it'll just prove to everybody that everything in this book is true, and you probably did worse shit, and we should all take a good long look at your browser history. Nobody wants that. This is a silly book written by a failed rapper. Go have a Dan and yogurt and raise your kids.
Yo,
that was all manual.
What I want to know is how much money do you owe Columbia House?
That's I'm not going to talk about that publicly. We've come to a settlement. We've come to a settlement. They agree that while they believe a lot of the names that re-registered from my address were actually me, they do not wish to pursue those addresses. They also believe that changing a letter in my name does not constitute additional people. So between that, the penny, little inflation, the fact that I still do have some of the tapes and CDs, we came to a number. I agreed to it. We're not going to talk about that on Twitter But I think they were more than fair. I think they would agree I was more than fair. I think we're all cool here. We're all friends.
Oh my gosh. Kane, you are such a pleasure. Well, listen,
Yeah.
everyone. We are
All
now
right.
at 29 after the hour. I know that we all have some things that we've got to get to, but I got to be honest. I could do like a whole retreat with y'all. It's just been so much fun. Kane, I'm very excited to read your book. I will continue telling everyone about it. I want to say I'm really proud of you. I want to commend you on self-publishing. And to all the friends who you asked for help and they didn't help you, fuck you niggas, y'all suck. When your friend reaches out to you for help, you're supposed to help. And if you don't know how to help, you're supposed to find someone in your network who does know. We all need a helping hand. That's how this works. So, congratulations and good on you for putting it out there. I'm going to get myself a paperback version. And when I come to the conference, I'm going to carry it around with me. And I'm going to ask you to sign it when I
I
see
will
you.
sign it.
Okay.
I will sign it.
That's what's up. And Fitz Savage, do you have anything you'd like to share before we sign off? And Kane,
I
give
mean,
you both an opportunity.
definitely. Thanks once again, Maximilian. Thanks for having us here. Thanks for the energy, Maximilian. Like we need more people like you. Have the drive, the passion to make this world what we want it to be.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me on, Kane. Congratulations. Thanks for writing that book. Following that drive, that energy. Use that same energy for your wife and son. Take them out on vacation.
Yeah, that was crazy. that was not crazy.
She was like, I want to see that energy with me.
You better not. I'm published off of that.
So thanks for having me. I'm over here just creating and excited about art on Bitcoin, DeFi on Bitcoin. It's been a crazy few years, with Terra Luna and FTX and Celsius, a lot of things collapsing. So I'm excited about things being rebuilt better. So we're here, obviously, on the doors, art on Bitcoin. I want to see artists having something on Bitcoin. If you're a traditional artist, come on to the space. I love small talks and intimate talks like this. So I want to invite more people. I was telling Maximilian, we should all know each other. Sometimes Maximilian throws out a name like, who is that? Like, we should be knowing each other, supporting each other, and pouring into each other. Like, we need to build our own cabal. I think as tribalism goes, certain energies come together. We can easily come together, support each other, and give each other tips, tips and tricks to moving forward as these robots get released in the next year. I feel like we're in a beautiful space, a beautiful time to be empowered. So I'm here to empower myself, to empower others. Reach out to me. I'm on Discord, on Twitter, Bit Savage. I'm here to create and have fun, and I'm excited to where everything's going.
Fitz Savage, it's always a pleasure to spend time with you, always. And thank you so much for all of the innovation you're doing. I really appreciate all the code and all the innovations that you're doing on the Bitcoin network. It's very exciting. I look forward to bringing my collection to your platform, and it's very exciting to have smart contracts on Bitcoin. I'm very, very excited, and I appreciate you always pushing me to reach out a bit further from what I'm doing. Bit Savage is one of my friends who he is to me how I am to many of my other friends. He's the one that's always opening my mind and letting the light in. Just when I think I know it all, here he comes with some shit that I never heard of before, putting a smile on my face and, getting my thumbs busy, tapping into the internet to learn even more. So I really want to highlight the work that you're doing and tell you, you really don't brag enough, my bro. And thank you for all that you're doing.
You got it.
So Bit Savage, I just DM'd you on Twitter. I might got a thing. I might got a project.
All
it's
right.
already done,
All right.
but I'm in the point. I got sidetracked by a book that I wasn't planning on writing. So yeah. But just to say, to kind of put a cherry on top of the thing that you said, Maximilian, which is that I don't care about Amazon, none of that shit. I care about here, and I care about the metrics here matter more to me than anything else. We had an auction on Scarce City. 3 test presses and 7 signed copies of the book went for a total of like a little over 4 million sats. And like,
nice.
To me, it's a big deal. I'm throwing in
win,
some
yeah.
vinyls.
Congrats.
I'm throwing in shit they didn't ask for, like vinyls and hats, and just to make myself feel better about it because I feel bad. I gotta give all credit to the community, because without a place to do stuff, why would I do stuff? It's the wall that we graffito tag that gets a little bit of the credit. It's not just the guy who hopped the fence with the cans. It's the wall for being there. And sometimes I think we forget, us that come from places with no walls that we're allowed to tag on, even if we're sneaking to do it. It's a big deal to have, man, look at all these walls. We can paint on them. And it's like, there's nowhere to paint in some places. It's very flat. And they keep it that way intentionally to stifle creativity. So we're allowed to grow and be creative here because of the place. And I think sometimes the place is what helps foster the best relationships in the people, and that brings out the best in the best people. And that's why we look to our left and the right, and it's like, oh, we got the best people. Well, because we have a great place. So
yeah. Oh, I love that. We got the best people. We got a great place. And everyone, that includes you. So thank you so much for being with us. I know that you could have been anywhere else, doing anything else, listening to anyone else, but you are here with Kane, Bit Savage, and myself. So thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for chatting with us about art on Bitcoin. We encourage you to reach out. Definitely grab that book, Kane's book. Definitely sign up on adores.org, and definitely stay in touch with me. And if you like the music from the show that you heard, you can pick it up at Indotica.vip. That's right, Indotica. So Indotica is the name that I use when I create music. And it is the name Indotica. People always ask me, they say, what is that? The name comes from the shape Indodecahedron, and it's a 12-sided shape. So if you're curious about that, that's where it comes from. But that's where the music is, Indotica.vip. And we'll see you back here next week. Join us on Monday. Now, on Monday at 7 a.m., we're going to have a Twitter space. So if you'd like to come and you're not ready to be on camera at 7 a.m. Pacific, I totally understand. But you can join us on Monday. Monday is great because Monday is a day that we kind of like go over, like, what do you got coming up this week? It's a great time for accountability. So if there's something that you've been working toward, you could use a little encouragement. Come on Monday and tell us about it. Then you link back up with us on Friday, and then you share that you completed that thing that you were talking about. So that's how we do a little accountability, wrap it into the week. So we're looking forward to seeing you on Monday. And you take care. We'll see you real soon.
Beautiful.
Peace out.
Peace.
I pressed the button.